Is Mrs. Walker about?
Oh, she's in the bathroom, love. She won't be more than a minute.
Oh, your big day today, eh?
Hey, lass, don't remind me of it.
When do they have this here cup final?
After dinner. Though I wouldn't exactly call it a cup final.
Oh, but they do have a cup, though, don't they? I mean, for them as wins.
Oh, aye, they have a cup all right.
Here, like me to give them balls a bit of a rub, just for luck?
Nay, love. They've performed that well so far that I think it'd be tempting Providence to touch them. Thanks all the same.
All right. Hey, I wish my Stan had found himself an interest. I mean, apart from supping beer.
Well, there's a good few gallons supped at a bowling match, Mrs. Ogden.
I dare say there is. It's like everything else these days. Just something to do between pints.
You know, Jack, dear, I'm sure that terrible smell is getting stronger.
Oh, I've noticed it myself this last few days, love. And I'm not like you for smells.
Is there anything we can do about it? You know, it's rapidly becoming a public nuisance, Mrs. Ogden.
Well, I have spoke to him, Mrs. Walker. I can't do no more.
Doesn't smell like tomato sauce to me. In fact, the last time I smelt anything like this was when I was at Newton and Ridley's. That's the brewery, you know. It's most unpleasant.
I expect it's the herbs.
Herbs?
Yeah, I'm sure Stan said something about herbs.
Oh, of course, there are herbs and herbs. I mean, I don't think it could be doing them any good. Well, I mean, they're, so to speak, at the source.
Oh, no, I don't think they're at it yet, Mrs. Walker. I mean, it's not ready yet.
I meant the source of the smell.
Oh, I see. Oh, I thought you meant the smell of the sauce.
Nice bit of fresh air you got round here.
You wait till the wind changes, mate. It's murder.
Well, you're just looking about, you know. We'll have a sanitary in here if anybody
You
complains.
complained about it. It was you that made the brew, not me.
I don't talk like that. You won't talk like that when you're supping pints, will you?
Riley, I'll be on lemonade from now on. I'm not kidding you, mate.
Listen, I did them instructions and it said there'd be little or no smell.
Charles, what does that signify to you?
Somebody's made a muck up. Oh, shut up, will you? Look, I followed them words faithful.
Charles, can he read?
Oh, belt up.
Well, we'll have to do something. I mean, we'll be getting a name.
I'll tell you what it'll be and all. Stinkers.
I think we're on the right lines, though. It definitely smells like a brewery.
Of course it does.
You're a right pair of optimists, you two, aren't you?
Hey, how about a sample, eh?
Eh?
Well, that it's all right. Bit on the strong side, perhaps.
Strong ale, eh? That's a smasher, there.
Shall I go and bring a drop round, then?
Well, you reckon like I've got a yard full of expensive timber here.
What about it, Stan?
I'm game if you are.
Aye, come on.
Come on.
Gentlemen, nice knowing you.
Oh, give over.
Here, why don't you change this place into a playroom?
That's exactly what I said.
All right, well, there's nothing difficult about that. All we've got to do is clear all this rubbish out. The question is, where to?
Well, why don't you make two big cupboards, one for the toys and one for the rest? You're on holiday.
Be a great rest, that would.
Oh, honestly, Ken, it's not as if you're just having 2 weeks out
Okay,
of the
love,
year.
okay, I'll think about it.
We'd need a different paper, of course.
Here we go.
Now, look, I'll leave you two to argue. I've got to go out with Jack Walker. Must go and tidy myself up a bit.
Right.
Ta-da.
Carry on.
These curtains aren't too bad. Wonder what Christine Hartman's doing these days.
What brought that up?
The raincoat factory roof.
Oh, that.
I wasn't here when she tried to jump off. Did you really climb up there?
Well, just between you and me, love, I was shot there in a cannon. Anyway, she didn't try to jump off, you know. It was just a cry for help.
But why?
I said, oh, no.
Well, you talked to her. You had a soft spot for Christine.
Oh, hell, Belle, there we go again.
No, but she was sort of, well, interesting, don't you think? I mean, to men.
Climb up to my rooftop, said the spider to the fly.
Oh, Ken, I'm not jealous. Don't be ridiculous.
No, don't be ridiculous, Ken. She's not
Of
jealous.
course I'm not. Can't I ask a simple question?
Come here, pussyface. Listen. Have you ever tried jumping off a factory roof?
No, of course not.
Well, you want to try it sometimes because it does something to a woman, you know. It makes her sort of, interesting to men, I mean.
Fool. No, seriously, what did you say to her when you got up there?
Forgotten.
I suppose you've forgotten what she said to you as well.
Completely, yeah, mine a complete blank.
Which means you're not telling, I suppose.
Which means I've forgotten. And in any case, there are some things.
Yes, of course there are. You know, under that great big solid lump of brain up there, you're quite a fella, aren't you?
Oh, every man, that's me. A hero to my wife and kids. And who could ask for more?
Who's asking? I'll make that cup of tea you're angling for.
You make it sound like a medal.
Maybe that's what it is.
Oh, I say, that makes it smell a bit fresher, doesn't it?
Like a Turkish harem.
Aye, next door to a brewery. I mean, health tonic factory. It's no good, love, it's winning.
Oh, do you think so, Charlie?
Oh, no doubt about it. If you ask me, we've got the ultimate deterrent here.
Let's have a look at it,
Hang on while I fill my lungs.
Hey, it's changed a bit, hasn't it?
I've seen some weird and wonderful things in my time, but I've never seen oat like that before.
What's that, all that scum on the top?
That's not scum, love, that's froth, you know. All good tonics have froth. That's got the goodness in it, love.
Oh, it doesn't look like tonic, does it?
But it tastes like it.
It's a powerful brew, this, Mrs. Colwell.
Yes, well, I suppose it must be from the smell.
Oh, yes, it'll have you skipping round here like a young spring lamb, won't it, Stan?
I like the elixir of life, you know.
Just fancy, I mean, who'd have thought you could change water into something like that?
When can we taste it?
Well, as a matter of fact, love, Stan's going to taste it right now, aren't you, Stan?
Me?
Ah, well, you're the expert.
Oh, well, all right, give us a spoon or something.
Yeah.
Right. 8 long fingers, 2 little thumbs, look out stomach, here it comes. Oh! Flipping heck!
Is it not to your liking, Stanley?
It's not, mate, definitely not.
You know, I think we ought to go through them instructions again. You might have just missed a little bit in the small print, you see. I'm not criticising mine, only it's easily done. I'm told the First World War started through Somerton Note.
Oh, well, there's something missing, that's for sure.
Oh, Bobby, come on, Bobby. I wonder where he's got to. Oh, if you're going out, I wonder if you'd mind watching out for Bobby. He seems to have disappeared.
I don't blame him, poor little devil. He hasn't.
No.
Have you seen my handbag?
No, I haven't.
Well, don't just sit there. Do something. I've been working half an hour and I haven't even got half my face on yet.
Here you are, Mother. Stop flattering and have a fag.
Oh, since when did you start flashing your cigarettes
Hey,
around?
now, never mind the sarcasm. Just take it and enjoy it.
You know, I'm sure I put that handbag down somewhere in here.
Well, if you put it in here, this is where it'll be. You know, I'm glad we forced us way in here, Mother. It'll make a handy little office, will this?
Oh, flipping heck, there's that smell again.
What happened? The wind's changed.
No, it's different.
Perhaps somebody started up in opposition.
It's in here. It's this.
One of my latest samples, guaranteed to empty the
Oh,
room.
Dennis, Tanner, you ought to be ashamed of yourself. No, what are you flashing your cigarettes about? Oh, why couldn't you have got a proper job? Why couldn't you have gone to a proper hairdressing school? Goodness knows there's enough of them about.
Yeah, I have to pick in. Still, I'm happy enough doing what I'm
Well,
doing.
you're the only one that is. See who that is, will you?
all right.
Handbag.
We're in the front room now. Straight through.
Oh, that's very odd. The smell seems quite different in here.
Don't worry about it, Miss Nugent. It's only our Dennis.
Oh.
It's one of my samples.
Oh, I see. Well, I was just passing, so I thought I'd pop in and see how you were faring, so to speak.
Smashing, love, absolutely smashing. The only thing I don't like is a bit of charring.
Charring?
A bit of tidying up I've got to do. I miss the company, though.
Well, it's very nice of you to say so. I was about to say the same, actually.
Oh, have you got a relief yet?
Well, no, not really a relief. Only a young girl as a temporary. As a matter of fact, we're only to have a junior in future. Mr. Papagopoulos seems to think the takings don't run to 2 seniors.
No, you mean you jumped at the chance to get somebody on the cheap, that's all.
Oh, I wouldn't like to say that.
I know you wouldn't, Miss Nugent, but nevertheless, it's true. You'll be run off your feet on Saturday, you will.
Oh, well, I prefer to be busy, as you know.
Ah! What's up?
Oh, I'm terribly sorry. There was a mouse.
Oh, don't worry, love. It's only one of Funny Boy's samples here.
Who, me?
Now, Dennis, come off
It's
it.
not, you know.
Hang up, Miss Nugent.
Something wrong, Mr. Ogden?
Oh, no, love, no. I'm just enjoying the aroma.
Oh, that's more than I can say for that dreadful smell that you and Mr. Moffat are creating.
Well, that's the herbs, love.
Yes, I understand.
we are taking steps, Mrs. Walker.
Well, I can't say I've noticed. It seems just as strong as ever.
Don't you find sometimes that it's worse than others?
No, I find it quite revolting at any time.
I know what you mean.
I mean, I always thought the atmosphere in our cellar was unpleasant, but really...
Oh, we're very sorry about it, Mrs. Walker, and we are taking steps, as I said.
Is he ready, love?
Well, it ought to be Mr. Tatlock, the town mistake. Jack!
All right, coming now.
Tis kind of you to go with him, love. It'll be company for him.
Well, he's bound to feel a bit nervous, isn't he?
Well, if he is, Mr. Tatlock, I certainly haven't noticed it. No, you know, I think he feels that he's been very, very lucky to get as far as he has. And as for winning the cup, well, I think he understands that his chances of that are very, very limited. I don't think he's any high-flown ideas about that.
Well, are we ready then?
Time we were making tracks, lad.
Right, now think on. I want a nice clear place left on this bar for around about 9 o'clock.
Oh, yes, love, what for?
The cup.
Oh, yes, if you say so.
I'm serious, you know.
Yes, of course, dear. And the very best of luck.
Oh, come on, Albert.
Are you in fine fettle, lad?
Oh, I'm feeling...
There it is, there.
Don't give up a pointy, will you? I can't see it.
Well, preparation for ingredients.
Oh, well, we've done that. Now, belt up a minute, will you? Let's have a look at it. That's it.
Well, go on.
We haven't siphoned it off.
What's that?
You've got to siphon it off and let it settle.
Oh, I thought it looked a bit unsettled.
Now we know where we went wrong, eh? I said that smell weren't far out.
Oh, no. No, I said that, Stan.
I said it long before you did. As we started, I said it.
Ah, but it developed a lot after that. A lot it developed, Stan.
Ah. Well, we know when we went wrong, anyway.
Well, how's the brewing trade?
Oh, blimey.
How's your first pint yet?
Keep your voice down, will you?
Oh, keeping it quiet, are we?
How did you find out?
I brewed it myself years ago out in the desert during the war. Old petrol cans are what we used. They smell worse than yours, and that said somewhat.
All right, it's a fair cop.
No, nothing to do with me, lad. Nobody will hear from me. But if I were you, I'd do something about that smell.
We are taking steps.
Anyway, good luck to you. Something like the stuff we made. You're going to need it.
Hello, Mr. Fairclough. I heard Mr. Hewitt had been back.
Aye.
Well, how's he keeping then?
Look, Jerry, let's drop this small talk and get down to brass tacks, eh?
What do you mean, Mr. Fairclough?
You know flaming well what I mean. You walk in here as if nothing had happened. What do you want?
Well, I just thought I'd pop in like...
All right, so you've popped in. Well, look, I've got a bit of work to do here, so do you mind popping out again?
Oh, well, all right then, Mr. Fairclough.
Have you gone to work on then, Jerry, love?
Well, no, not just at the moment, like.
Day off?
Yeah, well, yeah, sort of, you know.
No, I don't. Well, here's the big question you've been waiting for. How's the job going, kid?
You mean, with Mr. Piggott?
Yeah, I mean with Mr. Piggott.
Well, as a matter of fact, I packed it in, like.
Oh, you packed it in.
Well, no, it's sort of, it's sort of packed up, like. We had a lot of trouble, do you see?
I bet you did, oh.
Ah, well, things weren't going quite as expected, like, and I suppose, really, it were a question of throwing good money after bad, so Mr. Piggott packed it up, like.
Well, he would, wouldn't he?
Yeah.
Cutting his losses.
Ah, that's right.
Including you.
Ah, well, of course, there were not for me to do, do you see?
Of course, he had a lot more to lose than you, didn't he? Let's say hundreds of pounds a week, something like that.
Aye.
I mean, you only had your living to lose, didn't you? I mean, what's his living? Round about 100 quid a week? What's yours?
Well, I don't see what
I mean,
that's
that
got
poor
to do with
devil, all
that.
he's got to fall back on is his shops, isn't it? What have you got to fall back on, Jerry, love?
As a matter of fact, he was very decent about
Of course he was flipping decent. He's only got one thing to think about, that fella, and that's Willie Piggott.
Well, I never said he didn't, did I? Now, look, I don't know what you're going on at me like this for, Mr. Fairclough.
Don't like being stabbed in the back for fellas like Piggott.
Oh, well, happen I were a bit daft like.
A bit daft. Is that all?
Look, I'm not a criminal, Mr. Fairclough. Well, I know I did wrong, well, leaving you at short notice and that. But I'm not a criminal.
You hurt me, Jerry boy. You hurt me.
Oh, well, I know I did, Mr. Fairclough.
I know I did, Mr. Fairclough. Is that all you can say?
I suppose I've made a bit of a muck-up of things, haven't I?
What's on the agenda, then?
Well, I shall need to get working, like.
You're looking for work, are you?
Oh, that's right, I am, Mr.
Well, the
Fairclough.
best of flipping luck.
I'm glad Charlie's decided to go on his rounds. I wouldn't want him to neglect his work.
What's that, Mrs. Coleman?
I said, I'm glad Charlie's decided to go on his rounds. I like to see everybody working.
Aye.
Me and Armistead had only been married a few months when he lost his job. He were out of work for over a year. He used to get very upset about it.
It's coming a bit cloudy now.
It was very hard for young couples in them days. My mother wanted us to wait on him, we wouldn't be told.
You're not far off the bottom, I reckon.
I was very strong-headed in those days. My dad used to say there was no doing anything with me.
Oh, well, I reckon that's about it, then.
Oh, how's it going?
Oh, finished, Charlie. Why, look at that lot, eh?
Oh, that's a fair sight on a warm day, is that?
Do you think we could save a bottle for Ina? She likes a tonic.
No need for that, love. Be plenty where that came from. Mass production, that's what we're after.
I've never seen you work so hard, Stan.
I've got an incentive now, haven't I? Hey, give us a hand to tighten these bottles up, will you?
Tighten them up?
Ah, start them working, you know. Build up the pressure.
Hey, are you sure?
Now, don't start that again. I looked it up, didn't I?
Yeah, well, yeah, all right, then.
Oh, isn't it exciting? It's getting to look like a chemist's shop, isn't it?
Yeah. Very medicinal, Mrs. Caldwell. Very medicinal.
Where's Jerry?
He stopped on the way down.
What do you think of the twins?
Made the usual noises.
Didn't strike me till after. Maybe I shouldn't have asked him if he wanted to see them.
Why not, for heaven's sake?
Well, there was the miscarriage and then leaving Myra. Can't be very pleasant seeing other people enjoy something that's been taken away from you.
Any tea left in that?
No, it's dry. Haven't... Hey, he's nearly finished all this biscuit.
I noticed he was doing a bit of compulsive nibbling. I don't think he did.
Ken, you don't think he's hungry, do you?
Well, obviously.
No, I mean really hungry.
Young Booth, why should he be? He's quite capable of doing something about it.
I don't know, he seemed a bit odd somehow.
Well, I'm glad to see Cock coming handy, like.
Oh, yeah, we blessed you for that, didn't we, Val?
We certainly have.
Yeah, Jerry built, of course.
I see what you mean.
Jerry, can I make you a sandwich or something?
No, thanks
Are
all
you
the same,
sure?
Laura. Yeah, sure, thanks.
Well, how's the job going? Still making Pickett's fortune?
Well, no, as a matter of fact, it backed up like.
Oh.
I'll make some more tea. Why don't you come in the other room? We only come in here to get those in the nappies. They should be dry.
No,
now.
I'm right where I am, thanks.
Oh, all right.
Sorry.
Oh, won't be a minute.
Back with them Fairclough then, eh?
Well, no, I did think about it like, but Well, he don't seem to want me, Ken.
You mean because of the affair of Piggott?
Well, I mean, fair's fair. I don't blame him. If that's how he wants it, well...
Oh, yeah, but surely he can...
Well,
see
no,
you had a-
fair's fair. I'm not complaining. Any road, I think I'd best be off now.
Right. Staying with the mother, are you?
No, she died a bit back.
Oh, sorry, I didn't know.
Oh, well, I don't think I told anybody except Mrs. Sharples. It's not the same, is it?
No.
Anyway, you'll thank Valerie for
Yeah,
me.
sure.
Ah, well, it's been very nice. Very nice, thanks.
Bye.
Ta-ra.
Ta-ra.
Is he gone?
Yeah.
Oh, I was going to make him a sandwich anyway.
Yes, I know you were.
Well, why didn't you stop him?
He knew too, that's why he cleared out. You know, kiddo, there are some people in this world who'll crawl around anybody to get what they want, and the others would rather drop dead. It's a pity that Len Fairclough can't see that this lad is one of the others, in spite of the Piggotts of this world.
Come and have tea in the office, Mrs. Tanner.
What's all this in, Adolf?
Well, I thought it might help us to feel a bit lived in, you know.
Lived in. You used to call this the laying-out room, did you know that?
Charming, especially when I've got to work here.
Entertaining in-laws, that's all this room was ever used for. Entertaining in-laws on a Sunday afternoon. By God, we had some right gay times near and all. There'd be Grandma Tanner sitting in that corner, and Arnold's dad sitting in that corner, both as stiff as ninepins with their mouths tight closed, hoping that I'd give up and they could get little Arnold back in his own bed. He would have been welcome to it and all, I can tell you that.
I can't remember me Grandma Tanner.
You count yourself lucky. She tried to get me off you once. You off me, rather. And our Linda, but you didn't know that, did you?
What do they want to do that for?
Ah, it's a long, long story. They never would believe a single word against your dad, you know.
Fancy you hanging on to us. I find that very moving.
Something walked over my grave.
Aye, what's going on here?
What did I tell you? It was him.
Having entertaining
Oh.
in your front room?
Yeah, just
Get him a pot, will you?
All right. Where's your aspidestra, then?
You mind your own business.
I was only asking.
Oh, well, if you must know, it went for camouflage in 1939.
Young Booth's back.
Oh, well, good.
You what?
Well, isn't it?
What's good about it?
Well, I thought you were complaining you needed some more help. Is he still with Piggott, then?
If he was still with Piggott, he wouldn't come crawling back to me with his tail between his legs now, would he?
Oh, give over, Len. He's only a kid.
Oh, all right, so now's his chance to grow up, innit? Because if he thinks he's crawling back to me every time it rains, he's got another thing coming up.
Len, he respects you.
Hey, what? After what he did to me? Oh, do me a favour, Elsie.
Look, you can't help feeling sorry for the kid. I was as mad as you were at the time, and I told him so. But what can a kid like that do of that age when a fella like Piggott gets his hooks into him, eh?
As far as I'm concerned, if he thinks he's going to cry on someone's shoulder, let him go and cry on Piggott's, because he's certainly not going to cry on mine. Go on, get chucking.
Once in any row. That's near the metal.
You want 3 woman.
Oh, hello.
Hello, Mr.
Come for your
Walker.
bags, lad.
No, not just for a minute, thanks. I was just wondering how much your pies were.
What, Mrs. Walker's pies? 8pence to you, lad.
Oh, I'd forgot.
Special price for today only, 2 for Bob.
Oh, well, I'll have a couple then, thanks. Thanks
And
very
cheap
much.
at the price.
Everything all right, Jerry?
Oh, yeah, fine, thanks, Mrs. Walker.
And how do you like Blackburn?
Oh, it's a grand place, is Blackburn. I liked it.
Here you are, lad.
Thanks.
Your bags are down here whenever you want them.
Oh, well, I'll just take the small one now, thanks.
There you are, lad. I thought we were going to leave him alone.
No, it's perfectly obvious to me, love, that boy has got something on his mind.
Certainly he has. But it's up to him whether he tells anybody about it.
Now, you know very well he's not the sort to go running round for sympathy.
Aye, I do know, and I respect him for it. And just you try and do the same.
Now, you know, really, Jack, love, because you didn't do very well at the match this afternoon, that's no reason for taking it out on me. I was only trying to help.
Who says I didn't do well?
Well, let's say because you didn't win the cup.
I didn't say I didn't win it.
I mean, after all, love, you weren't expecting to. And I could tell by your face, so I was just being tactful. How did you go on at the match?
I did very nicely, thank you.
Oh, chuck it up, Hilda. You'll never make a darts player.
You shut up, you old stinker.
Hey, shut up. We're enough trouble with that, haven't we, Charlie?
Doing all right, aren't you, Charlie?
Oh, marvellous, love, marvellous.
Yeah, you see?
Well, I'm losing interest. You're spoiling the game.
Hey, can you smell anything?
All right, I know when I'm beat. Come here, I'll get it for you. Hey, come on, Albert. Let's be having it. Hey.
What's this?
Well, what the heck does it look like, eh?
Oh!
Hey.